In a service encounter of the first kind, your company approaches the customer and asks the most basic, the most straightforward question that you could possibly ask, which is, taking a look at our price sheet or our product catalog, we would ask simply, what do you want? Now, the customer, already being familiar with our range of product offerings, would say, well, what I want is your standard product X. I want it at time Y, and I want it at your listed price Z. X, Y, Z. Very straightforward. In this kind of a situation, what's the focus of your company? Well, obviously, now that you've got the order, you want to get the order right. Which time do you want to get the order right? Right. You want to get the order right the first time. In fact, there's a phrase that goes along here. How many defects do you want to encounter when you're filling the order? No, 0 defects. So the focus of the company is to get it right with no defects. In fact, if we really focus here and we do a good job, we can get our entire organization certified in its ability to deliver it right the first time, every time. We call that ISO right. 9000 certification. It means you're going to do it the same way each and every time, first time, second time, last time. Now, what's the goal in an organization like this? If you're getting this kind of order, one of the things that your company should be concerned about is to make sure that the volume continues to go up. And the speed of your processes need to continue to go right, up. Now, why is that so important? Well, one of the reasons it's important is because in an encounter of this kind, when you're getting your volume up and your speed up, because the price is going down and the margins are going down. So the only way you're going to stay in business is to make sure that you continue to go faster and faster. How are you going to do that? One of the goals of the organization becomes to standardize the whole system. That's the goal. Standardize. But even though it may be the goal, almost inevitably, this being a physical planet, there are going to be things that happen that you don't expect. We can call them breakdowns. You know, the unexpected interruptions in life. In this kind of an encounter, what does your company want to do with these breakdowns? Well, as much as possible, you want to eliminate them. Scratch them, make them go away, and hopefully never come back again. Good. There are, of course, people working inside your organization at this point, and people have mindsets, way of thinking. What's the mindset of the people inside one of these organizations? Let's say the phone rings, and one of your staff is about to pick up the phone, and she knows that there's a customer on the other end of the line. If we could read her mind at that moment, just before she picks up the phone, honestly, it would probably read something like this. I hope this next customer is not a real pain in the neck. Why? Because if it turns out that that customer is indeed a pain in the neck, he could create a problem. In fact, he could introduce exactly the kind of breakdown that we're trying to eliminate. He could be the reason why she'd make a mistake. My goodness, the mindset here is just, let's hope this guy is not a big pain. And it's understandable why. She doesn't want the system to slow down. She wants to do it right the first time. In every organization, we have to provide training. How are you going to train your people for this kind of a service encounter? Well, it's critically important that people do things right. So we must train them in the importance of accuracy. They have to understand clearly all of the company procedures. They have to understand how the process works. How do you fill in the form? How do you make sure you do it right? When using the computer system, what's the right way that that procedure should be done so they do it accurately the very first time? This is how we train our people. If we do all of this and we do it well, if we can produce XYZ for the customer just as they've requested, then we're going to get something for that customer. Something that you hear many different articles talk about, and companies say it's their primary achievement, it's their objective. They'll say, we want to produce customer satisfaction. And the customer should be satisfied, because after all, he asked for X, Y, Z, and you delivered it, boom, right on time. What do you get? A satisfied customer. Now, let me pause here for a second and ask you to consider the following about your company. If a customer comes to your organization and places this kind of an order, standard product X, time Y, price Z, what's the likelihood, honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10, that your organization is going to get it right the first time? What's the likelihood? Well, give yourself a score. On a scale of 1 to 10, will they get it right? First time? Every time? Talk to your friends. Talk to your partners, your colleagues, your staff. What do you think? Take a moment. Discuss this with your colleagues. The ability to produce consistent customer satisfaction is a foundation for successful performance in business. Can you identify ways in which your organization can be improved to produce more consistent customer satisfaction in service encounters of the first kind?